Hi everyone, Jesse here with eTrailer. Today we'll be taking a look at, and I'll show you how to install the TowSmart Custom Fit Trailer Hitch Receiver on our 2024 Subaru Crosstrek. Adding a hitch to a Crosstrek really makes a ton of sense. You're going to be taking this out on your camping trips or your road trips. It's always nice to be able to add some extra storage space onto the rear of your vehicle. Once you have this hitch installed, you can throw in accessories such as a bike rack or a cargo carrier, or you can even do some light-duty towing with it. Just remember, if you plan on doing any towing with your vehicle, you will need to add on trailer wiring to make sure that you're safe and legal out there on the road. You can see the cross tubes just partially behind the fascia. Really, I think it gives it a nice rugged look. And then when it comes to the receiver here, it's your standard 2" by 2" receiver opening. And behind that, we have another standard 5/8" pinhole. The pin and clip are not included with the hitch. However, we have many options available here at eTrailer. Also, any accessory that you add on will most likely come with one included. On the bottom here is a wire type safety cable loop. So for your towing, it's very easy to access, whether you have an S-style safety cable like this, or even a large clevis like this. Now for some quick measurements. We'll start with our ground clearance. From the ground to the top of the inside of the collar is right at about 13.5 inches. Then from the center of the pinhole to the edge of the bumper here is looking like it's about 3 inches. That's a number you'll want to keep in mind for any folding accessories that you add on to ensure they don't make contact with the vehicle. As for our weight capacities with this hitch, we have a gross trailer weight of 4,500 pounds, and that's the amount of weight that you can pull behind the vehicle. Then we have a maximum tongue weight of 675 pounds. That's the amount of weight pushing down on the hitch. Always be sure to double check your vehicle's owner's manual, and you want to compare those numbers and go by the lowest rated component to make sure that you're safe out there on the road. All in all, if you're looking to add a hitch to your Crosstrek, I really think you can't go wrong with the TowSmart option. If you have any questions or concerns about this hitch or anything else we offer here at eTrailer, feel free to reach out to us. We'd be happy to get you pointed in the right direction. When it comes to installation, it's honestly one of the simpler hitches to get installed. You will have to enlarge a hole by drilling it out to get access for your hardware. So if that's not something that you're looking to do yourself, check out our dealer locator. You can find someone local to you that will be happy to get you set up. If you are looking to see how this gets installed, then follow along and I'll walk you through it. To begin our installation, we'll have to locate the holes in our frame that we'll be using to mount our hitch. So there's going to be 3 of these caps on both sides. We're just going to pop all 3 of those out. Get them out of our way. So just use a flathead screwdriver and get up under them and pop them out. Now this rearmost hole, we will have to fish a carriage bolt down, and we're also going to do one with this forwardmost hole. The center hole we're not going to use. I just took the rubber cap off to make sure that our hitch sits flush. And with our access hole here, we are going to have to enlarge it. So I'm using a burr bit. I'm just going to kind of slot it so that we can fit our hardware through it. Now we drilled it out, and you just want to double check, make sure that your hardware will actually fit. And then we'll repeat that process on the other side. Now before we fish our hardware through, I'm going to scrape off some of this sealer here, just to make sure that our hitch sits flush. So I'm just using a putty knife. You could also use a razor blade. We'll just peel a bit of this off. So now we'll start fishing our hardware through. We'll start with our rear hole. So I'll take the coiled end and feed it through that hole and bring it out our access hole there. May take some adjusting to get it all to line up. I can usually feel it with my finger through our access hole. Bring it down. And then once you have that coiled end, we'll take one of our square spacer blocks. We'll slide that through and push it up through our hole. Get that tucked in the frame out of our way. Then our carriage bolt will thread on to the coiled end. And depending on how large you made your access hole, it may be easier to kind of flip this around and push the bolt up backwards. Get your whole wire tucked up there, then we can pull the other end of the fish wire and that carriage bolt will drop down. The forward hole is a little bit different because we're going to send it up the access hole, but also take it down. So we'll just take our spacer block and the carriage bolt and thread that carriage bolt on. Get that threaded on pretty good, and then we'll feed the carriage bolt up. Get that pushed out of the way, and our spacer block, and then pull it down. It's a good idea to grab an extra set of hands. I have my mate Matt here to help me out. We'll start by lifting it up high enough so we can get our fish wires fed through their corresponding holes. And once we have that, we can lift it up into position. We just have to work around our exhaust a little bit. My fish wire came back out on me, so I'll just feed it back through. And we can get it lined up with our bolts, make sure both of them are dropping through. And we pull one fish wire off on both sides and get a nut threaded on both sides. That'll hold it up so we can get the rest of our hardware installed. Now we'll take a 19mm socket and get everything tightened down. Then we can take our torque wrench and torque everything down to the specification in the instructions. Once you have everything torqued down, that's going to do it for our look at and installation of the TowSmart Custom Fit Trailer Hitch Receiver on our 2024 Subaru Crosstrek.